Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Crashy, and today we're going to be diving into another Team Luv Deez VOD review. This one I believe is from the Floatstone tournament. So these tournaments are a little hard to keep up with. There's a bunch of them that have happened, I think like 3 or 4 total tournaments. And as far as I've been keeping up with, I'm pretty sure Luv Deez has won all of them, or at least 3 of them. I know they've for sure won at least 3 of them. This is a game from the finals where they were going up against The End, I think is the name of the team. I kind of forget, but we are going to be watching from Goof's perspective. Now, in terms of like playing a little bit of favoritism, because I just want to note this out there, I'm just watching them because they're the team that won. They're obviously doing something right. They've got a very standard comp that they've been consistently running. It's a very meta team comp. They've got Snorlax, Eldegoss, Jungle Cinderace, Lane Lucario, and then they have Goof, who likes to play Cramorant. So the kind of alternative to this is the opposing team's team comp. Prior to the Wigglytuff buffs, you would see an Eldegoss in that team comp, and instead of Cramorant, you would be running the Ninetales. So, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's The End, because it's like TE Dexter. So they have Dexter first, Xavier G, Worshin, and Gosu easy peasy. So going up against Zugrug, Lutano, Carvenin, Indie and Goof. That's going to be on Team Luv Deez. So we're going to be watching this game. We're going to be kind of dissecting it, making notes of things that I see, and trying to see if we learn anything. That's the best thing, is that I get to watch it, but I also get to see if I feel like I learn anything. And I haven't watched a ton of like high-level Cramorant gameplay. I have watched Goof before, but I haven't specifically watched Cramorant because I don't really play Cramorant that much. So going bot lane with Snorlax, he instantly takes the Whirlpool and puts it out. Let's make note of that. Let's watch every little thing. See if he saves the second Whirlpool, because he wants to use it for the double A palms, and they get that very, very quickly. This is a very hard lane to get camps from. They have the body slam, they got that one already, and then they're instantly kind of backing up. Oh, really nice little early damage, just a little bit of poke, put that pressure on a little bit, doesn't have to do anything crazy. He's going for the steal, he does get it. Really, really strong. Again, that's the strength of early Cramorant. It's just really, really hard to steal the camps or the creep from the Pokemon from the Whirlpool on Cramorant. So they've already got a pretty nice position. First goal coming out from Lutano in the top lane. He's got the score shield on, so those early energy scores, definitely something that he likes to do. Gives him experience, keeps him healed up, because it, if he takes a little bit of damage to do it, the score shield is fine. 9 minutes coming up, and Goof is not going for the crab. He's letting Zugrug get that one. Interesting. Okay. Maybe a little bit of optimization that they've done themselves to just make sure that Zugrug keeps up but doesn't fall down too much. And look at this, the Whirlpool already set out, the Hurricane already set out, and they do have the enemy jungler, enemy Cinderace here. He is putting some good damage onto Xavier, but Xavier's got that sleep. He doesn't want to die to Worshin here, so he's going to have to use the eject button. So I kind of saw the play there, but, getting a little bit baited out by the Snorlax ability. I can't remember the name of that ability. I really don't remember. I tend to not remember the level 1 abilities, but they're looking to be aggressive because there still is this Audino in the bottom of the lane, and he wants to contest it. So don't know if he's going to be able to get it. I think Zugrug actually got that. Just looking at the levels, I'm pretty sure that Zugrug got that. Looking at the experience, and they just keep farming. So really, really strong farming. We have jungler from our team that we're watching on this side is going to be in the top lane, kind of rotating back through jungle. They have Wigglytuff kind of moving around. Top lane looks really, really interesting, but nonetheless, these early game sections of the game, something to note is that you have to just like let your teammates do their thing sometimes. Like you have to hope that they can win their lane, especially as the jungler when you can really only hit like one lane. You have to try to find the lane that probably needs the most help. Like Goof and Zugrug's lane here don't really need a lot of help, so Carvenin's been able to kind of focus the top lane, and that's probably the bit of the status quo for their team, is they probably start to focus that top lane. So 7:33, we have not a ton of rotation on the map yet happening. We do have Carvenin down in the bot lane. They're still just looking to secure that farm and poke. Zugrug and Goof have done amazingly well. So 7:20 is middle of the map roughly for Eldegoss. Goof is looking to set up this damage already, and he's already got that coming out. So really, really nice. Xavier almost getting caught out there, as we do have like a 4-man bot lane, and a lot of the high tier meta is starting to develop with the like Lucarios or the top laners starting to stay top for longer. So we're going to start seeing that out of competitive a lot more. We won't see that out of ranked either ever or for a long time. And I think it just comes down to like the level of play on like a mutual perspective. Oh, I got an ad. So all right, we're watching 1 of 3 ads right now, and that'll Darn you, Goof. Darn you, Amazon. All right, we're back. We're back. I don't even remember what we left off on, but just trying to make note of the timing. So we won't see a lot of kind of like four-manning the bottom lane in ranked or at like not the highest level of team play, but the reason why the top teams can get away with doing this is because they have that mutual respect to do it against each other. If Goof's team were to have the full 5-man down bot, they would be forced to be in a position, oh look at that, they do secure that, so that's really good. That's going to help them and enable them to win this fight. So you know, pretty standard understanding here. They get that dreadnought, it helps them win the fight. But the 1v1 top lane is all about like the mutual respect of the two teams. If Goof's team knew that they had a 5-man bot lane, they wouldn't stay and die to them. They would play much more safe. They would let Lutano either farm in the top lane or rotate down. So the difference between that specific decision and say playing on like ranked solo queue ladder is that your teammates are not going to make that same choice. I think solo queue ladder will probably almost always have full 5-mans rotating down to bot lane, or should have full 5-mans rotating down to bot lane, because if you run the risk of letting your teammates get 4v5'd in a solo queue setting where you can't communicate with them, then that's exactly what you're doing. You're running that risk. So Goof had rotated top lane, but it looks like there's a lot of pressure coming out from bot, so he's going to go ahead and rotate back down. So again, competitive play has a nice, like a much different tempo. They tend to be more goal oriented, and I don't mean goal as in like the actual goals that you try to take. They just play with a lot of purpose. Like there's no point for them to go crazy and just all in Rotom. They wanted to try to save this goal if they could, because saving that bottom goal is pretty important. A lot of the time in solo queue games you tend to just kind of rotate off of it and go straight to top lane, but if they can keep that up, that could really help them with the second Dreadnought fight. So not able to keep that up. It does look like they were still doing well in top lane as Goof is just kind of split farming, which is important because whenever there's experience on the map, you want to try to get as much of it as you can. So looking at the mini map, you can kind of see that their team they've taken control of the map mostly. They're getting a lot of the farm, but everybody's moving with purpose. They're going towards bot lane. So second Dreadnought's coming up. We have Snorlax chilling in the mid, probably just zoning off, and we're gonna see what they're doing. Goof is like back spamming, but I'm not really sure why. It's just trolling, I guess. So they're going to go ahead and start it because they see that Wigglytuff is top lane. Lutano's still top. I don't know if he's probably diveable. So look, Goof is going to help him. This is exactly what I'm talking about. They're actually sending resources to go help to mirror the enemy team just to try to stop that action. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're able to stop that. Like Lutano doesn't die, but they're not able to save the goal. So they can't save the goal. They maybe will look to push here because again, they are definitely stronger than them with these EXP leads, and that's what they're going to want to do. They want to get a kill wherever they can, so that's going to be a free pick on a Wigglytuff. But yeah, instead of staying 5-man bot lane, or 4-man bot lane rather, they actually sent Goof and Indy to go top to try to alleviate a bit of that pressure. So really interesting decision. Again, this is like that high level of play that honestly is so, it's gonna be so like hard to apply that to our gameplay, but it kind of opens your eyes to a new perspective of how they play that game, or how they play the game. So really just kind of mirroring against each other. Oh, look at this big engagement coming out from Gosu, easy peasy. I don't think he's going to be able to get out of that. No, but they just have to try to keep this from snowballing out of control. You know, with one person down, specifically the tank, there is a bit of, you know, possibility that they could try to force a fight, but Snorlax is, you know, his respawn timer is super short. At this point, they're just going to be farming. So really they just play to stay in the lead, like, and that's how everything should be. So it's a close battle. We know that could mean plus or minus any direction. It probably means that they're winning just based on what I've seen this game, but the scoring has been back and forth. Goof is just always kind of like ready and looking to make decisions. They're covering the map really well because they don't want to give up any free scores. But the thing about doing this is, again, in team constructed play, them being split on the map like this is fine because of the fact that they know to not be overly committal. Like they're zoning right now, but they're not looking for a fight. If you do this in solo queue, people are just going to fight, and then they're going to die, and then you're going to lose advantage. So it seems like deathballing and just like hard grouping is much more like prevalent and reliable in a solo queue setting, where it's much less so in a team setting, because like you really want to have that Lucario offlaner a bit. You kind of want to have someone that's specifically strong on their own that can offlane while the rest of the team is able to go for objectives. So it's a close battle. That's going to be an 80, 90 score, 92 score coming out from the enemy Cinderace. So they're looking to push with this because they need to return the favor, right? They can't just go for Zapdos, but they know that they're probably not winning now. Actually, it's not even a probably. They're definitely not winning now. So if they can get this Rotom in, this will give them a lot of points, and that's going to be a big ultimate. Lots of ults coming out in this fight. We do have that strong positioning. It doesn't get any kills immediately. I'm actually surprised he stays alive, but the Rotom does go in, and so we get some points. I'm not exactly sure how much it was, 120 total with the Rotom scoring there, so that's really, really good. All they have to do is back up and play defense now, because they should be in the lead fairly easily. And you can kind of see them hard disengaging, because again, once you know you have the lead, it's about playing properly. So now they're just going to be zoning goals and staying close to Zapdos. So Bush is like right here, the same like mirrored Bush on the top lane, just sitting in between Zapdos and the goal, like exactly where Goof is, and you can do that on top and bottom lane, is the perfect position to hold. There's only a minute left, so these fights have to come down to a commitment here. So Goof's got Indy right next to him, which is a really, really strong position to be in. He doesn't have a lot. Like, this is going to be a tough spot if he can't get peeled. And look at the enemy team, or look at the teammates, Snorlax and Indy on Eldegoss, just really keeping him in there. So Goof's going to back up. There's just no time for anything. Like, the enemy team has no time for anything. They are able to hold their lead. An 8 score is not going to make up the 120 that they got, and there's no time for Zapdos, really. So all they have to do is just guarantee that they haven't started it, and we still have, players in the mid, so yeah, this is just about over. Like, all they have to do is just stay alive for a little bit longer. Like, even Goof just, like, running around in circles like this is, like, it's just pretty much over. It's just not much that you can do. He's dead, but again, there's just nothing they can do to score. So they play this, like, the high level teams are playing it so much more to like perfection. Like, they're playing it specifically to off lane, to hold lanes against each other, to make sure that they're not giving up free scores. They split a lot more, but it's a lot more risky if you were to try to apply that to your solo queue games. Unless you were playing as a 5-man, then you could block a lot more scores and things. So really solid game coming out from them. That was going to be the final game. I think it was a 3-0. I'm not really sure what the best of series was. Maybe a 2-0, 3-0 win for the finals of the Floatstone tourney. But again, just really, really crazy how well they can optimize the game. I think as far as solo queue goes, the gameplay is a lot different, but yeah, pretty fun stuff. So as always, friends, thank you so much for checking out the video and spending some time with me here on the channel. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new here, and yeah, be sure to be kind to one another. Tell someone that you love them. I'll see you on the next video.